Hello everybody. We finally got to sneak out and shoot some test rounds out of our 783 the other day. Don't tell anybody. But before we get into that, I'm going to show you a new toy we got. One Nikon black FX 1000 scope. That's a 30 millimeter first focal plane, target knobs, illuminated, and MRAD. Not bad. I'm thinking I'm going to like that. Morning everyone. Just knocking some of the primers out of this brass. I've already got 50 rounds that are all fire formed. Just going to get them ready for the next load. We're going to throw them in our tumbler over there and get them all nice and shiny again. And then I guess we're going to have to clean up our barrel on the last time we ran that out. I've got 60 rounds run through that thing already, and I've already got a pretty good idea where my load's going to end up being. We have basically run two different ladder tests on this rifle with using the 105s. I'm trying to achieve a speed of 3,100 feet per second with these 105 grain Bergers. And I believe I've got that. I ran half a grain, figured out, kind of started a little low, but I tried to figure out where I was going, so I wanted to watch for pressure signs. So I jumped half grain increments on that first test, and there's our results from it. And I got up to, as you see, it just kind of wandered right straight on up, and I got up to 2942 on that. So not quite there, and I didn't find any plateaus in there. So we went back out, and I started, that one ended up at 41, and the next one we started at 41.5. And looky there. That's a bingo zone for me. And that is just over 3,100 feet per second. That's 3113, and that's 3115. So our load is going to be right in there somewhere. So we're going to load back in and try to fine tune that node a little bit. I did get up to 44.5 grains of RMR, 4350, and I got up to 3,180 feet per second. And no signs of high pressure. The primers still have rounded edges on them, no markings on the brass, no heavy bolt lift. Looked wonderful. 62-degree day though. I might wait till the dog days of summer when it gets hot. It normally gets about in between 80 and 90 degrees around here in the summer. So I might wait till then to actually see where I can push that to. But right now I was trying to achieve the 31, and there's my 31. So we're going to load into that. Here's the target I was shooting. There's our first set of for the ladder test, and that's 10 shots and all that. And there's our second round of ladder tests, and that is 7 shots and all of that. And you can see they're trying to hang in there. No weird flyers out of this barrel. Now this is a 3-twist barrel, so that could be one of the reasons I'm getting some nice speeds out of there, because it bullet probably comes out of that barrel a lot easier than a 5 or 6 twist. So we're going to load into that. We're going to look into there. .845. That's our overall length on these little buggers. And unfortunately, it's just a hair too long, real close, for this magazine. This is one of the polymer magazines. The information they have on the internet there of the metal magazines are probably going to be big enough, so I'm going to have to order me a new magazine so I can get these little buggers loaded in the mag. But that's what our finished product will look like, and I kind of wanted to tell you a little bit what's going on with this, what I'm using. To start off with, I'm using Winchester brass. I haven't had any issues with it. I bought a brand new batch of it, and that's what I'm working on. I've got another 50 prepped and ready to go that have not been fired, but this 50 has been fired. All my necks have been turned, and basically I just took the high spots off of them a little bit. I didn't want to cut a lot off there. I just wanted to make them even, and I used this Sinclair neck turning kit, and just simply sat down and trimmed the necks in each one of those things. I also ran a little primer pocket deburring tool through there that goes through and cuts out any burrs and uniforms the inside of the primer pocket, and that's a K&M precision shootings tool that I got from them guys. On the back side of that, I've got a Lyman tool that actually cuts the depth of the primer seat to make sure they're all uniform. So the primer's sitting there in the same place, the flash holes are all the same size, the neck is uniform, and of course they're fire formed now. So all I gotta do is just check the overall length, make sure everything's cool there, resize them down. I've been using a mandrel to run through the necks to open them back up, so I only have a slight bit of grab. There's about a thousandth and a half of actual grab on the bullets, so you need to be careful. You can't just slam on those things. You kind of want to do it gingerly a little bit so you don't disturb what you've got going on there. Right now we're using the RCBS sizers and the bullet seater. We may change that here in the future. The bottoms of these things are CCI 250s, large rifle magnum primers we're using in it. Of course, we're using the Berger 105 hybrids, and those are some pretty sexy looking little bullets. They seem to be coming out of that barrel rather nicely. And we're using IMR 4350. Now, this guy right here could be our problem area because powder's hard to find right now. So we've got this is the last of what we got in that. We're also loading several other of our calibers with this thing. We've got a 270 we're working on, it's getting loaded with this. We got a 338 we're working on, it's getting loaded with this. And of course my 243 it's getting loaded with this. So now that we realize this powder's working, we're going to try to bulk up on it, but of course we're going to have to wait till it's available. So if anybody's got a 8-pound jug they'd like to send me, let me know. But that's kind of what we're using to load this thing up with. The gun looks like it's shooting pretty damn good. I'm actually real happy with everything. The stock and the barrel and everything's just working out better than I could have expected. So I'm looking forward to laying out some good groups of this thing. And one of the reasons I wanted to get to 3,100 feet per second is to try to flatten out my curve. I'm looking to push this thing out some pretty long ranges, and I just kind of wanted to get a faster bullet to kind of help flatten out that curve a little bit. Now that I've kind of got an idea where I want to go, I've got that other scope. I'm still waiting on the rings and stuff from that. I'll probably do a little video more entailed on that scope and what I go through to get that thing put on there. And it's supposed to be nice this weekend, so I think we're going to go back out, and I'm going to try to load up some rounds within that little sweet spot I was looking at, and see what kind of groups this thing's actually trying to put out. But right now, that's where we're at with the rifle, and I'll keep you posted on what happens from there. Catch y'all next time.